Hi, it's Greg and Fiona Scott here from gregandfionascott.com, and we're also authors of Living a Laptop Lifestyle, and we're joined today, actually we're very privileged to be joined today here by Stuart, who is the founder of the Six Figure Mentors and the Digital Experts Academy. And we've asked him to come along here today to share with you his background in earning a sustainable income online and why he set up the Six Figure Mentors. So we really wanted to know, firstly, about is it really a real job of earning a sustainable income online?
Well,
is it real?
Is it real? It's a good question, and the honest answer is it depends how you do it. I've been around long enough to see all of the different things out there online, and to be honest with you, there is a lot of schemes and a lot of push-button money systems and hype and everything else. And the reality is, it's like any other industry. There's the good ways of doing things, there's the bad way of doing things. And the thing that I came to really understand very early on was that there was a lot of crap out there, and I established that very quickly by very painfully getting my credit card out and buying stuff, and then very, very quickly being pretty disappointed with what I was seeing.
And we've done that too, haven't we?
Yep, we've done plenty of that.
So, as a result of that, I established, look, if I'm going to do this, I need to treat this like a business and not a hobby. And all I knew throughout my life was that if you wanted to achieve anything in life, that you'd need to get educated. So what I looked for was, rather than a scheme or a system that you could press a few buttons, I looked for an education. And I think that was one of the things that really made a huge difference to the way that I got started online, because I wasn't looking for a system, I was actually looking for an education. And I realised that if I could get educated with the correct skill sets to make money online, then there'd be no reason why I couldn't. And I think the crazy thing is, a lot of people do have this skepticism, this view of making money online isn't real, or it's a scam. Well, it's like any other industry. There's the right way of doing it, there's the wrong way of doing it. And one of the things Jay and I always refer to when speaking with our students is that we believe that you can earn your money online, or you can make money online. Making money online is these fads, it's these get rich quick schemes, it's these companies that come and go and disappear 1 minute and they're there the next, and then open up in another brand. And the idea is this sort of idea of just selling crack, basically, in a nutshell. And then you can earn your money, and the way that you earn money is by learning how to provide more value to the communities online, people online. So if somebody's searching for a solution to a problem, and you can be that person that helps them find that solution, and they part with their money to get some good information, then that's a great way of doing business online, as far as I'm concerned.
And I guess that leads to another question, really, is that you see all these pictures of fast cars and people that make millions online, and then there's a lot of people that don't make anything online. What's the key difference between those two people? Because I know that people do make lots of money online. So what would you think is the key difference between those people?
So the key, let's just assume that we're talking about the people that do it ethically. Let's assume that we're talking about the people that do it that can sleep at night. So the result is, I very quickly earned a lot of money online. I drive fast cars, I've travelled the world, and I've been able to do that running my business. So the one thing I do want to say is that you can't associate the fast cars and nice houses and success necessarily that everybody is under the same way of doing it. The one thing that I can share with you, which is critical, is that everybody who I know who makes money online successfully really grasps a few simple concepts. Now, the first concept is traffic. It's kind of like if you can imagine opening up a store in your local town or city down a dark alley where nobody's passing. Even if you had the best products in the world, the best weight loss products, the best quit smoking solutions, or whatever it might be, if nobody knows it's there, they're not going to buy anything, and you're not going to make any money. It's exactly the same online. A lot of people get started online, they just assume that if they have a website, customers will come. But it's really not the case. You have to actually understand that you need to generate targeted customers. And one of the best things about the online world is that you can generate unlimited amounts of customers and traffic to your websites and to your products, whether that be as an affiliate or whether that be as a a product owner of your own. So that's kind of like the first thing, and one of the things that I try to encourage newbies to do is to sell other people's products by driving leads and traffic to these products, much like you have. You've sold a boatload of my products, for example, and we pay you a really good commission for doing that, and that's one of the best ways. So traffic is one of the first key things. The second thing is conversion, because again, you can have all the traffic in the world, but if you're not converting them, then again, you're not going to make any money. And one of the things that the mistakes that I see all the time is people do go out there generating traffic, but they don't necessarily have the skills or the right offers to then convert that. So it's really important that you find markets that are, there's a big demand for. And one of my key tips for people is always look, in my opinion, to sell products that provide solutions to big ass problems. Okay, so rather than just coming up with some secret idea or some widget that just happens to be a great idea, look for things where there's big problems. Some big problems could be people need to lose weight, it could be that they want to get rid of acne, it could be that they want to learn how to make more money.
And they're problems that exist all the time as well. They're not going out of fashion anytime soon.
Absolutely. And they're like what I like to call the BAP, a big ass problem. So the more pain, the better.
I hope you haven't coined that phrase.
I haven't trademarked that yet.
Just moving on a bit. I mean, I know our backgrounds. We sort of come from the corporate world, and so I did understand business. And Greg was a project manager. So, but moving on to to building an online business, what sort of core skills do you think that people need to have? Because we're asked the question quite often by some of our students, aren't we? That
they think they can't get started because they don't know anything about the internet.
Or they think they're too old, or they think that they don't know how to build a website. But none of that is really necessary.
It really doesn't, especially now more so than ever, because you have this opportunity to sell other people's products and earn commissions, everything else. So I mean, the way I'd like to answer that question really is that I have seen people from all walks of life, from all around the world. My business partner, for example, is based out in the US, I'm based here in the UK, and we work together every day across the pond without any problems. And the reason I make that point is because a lot of people think that it's only people in certain countries that are successful online, and that couldn't be further from the truth. Age-wise, I've seen students that have succeeded from, in their teens, kids succeeding, right through to students like one of Jay's students who was a doctor in his 80s, who lost everything in his 80s, like literally lost everything. He lost his career, his job, he lost his income, his investments that he had made over the years, who got started and plugged into our trainings and our systems, and literally within a few months had completely turned his life around and had more passion, in fact more passion for what he was doing in his 80s than what he'd ever had in his whole corporate career. So the point that I want to make is that I know, it's not what I think, I know that the secret is really to get prepared to get to work. That does mean sitting out at home in the evenings, going to trainings, watching webinars like what we provide, watching training videos and learning those skills. And on top of that, taking action. And the rule that I like to talk about is this 80-20 rule. 20% of your time should be learning these money-producing activities, list building, converting offers, driving traffic and everything else. And 80% of your time should be spent on that. 20% of your time should just be learning the next thing, or learning something new to add. And the truth is that what most people do is they do it the other way around. They spend 80% of their time getting overwhelmed, information overload, learning a ton of different skill sets that actually is counterproductive for many of them. And they end up getting in this vicious circle of not taking enough action.
And I know how accurate that is, because that's the sort of thing we done when we were starting out as well. And I think probably everyone does that, don't they?
And we've even written about it in our book, that's how important it is.
Because that's a huge
You'll have an understanding, I know you guys have a really good understanding of why we created the system that we did, step by step, module by module, so there's no diversing or going here and going there, and it was pretty much the closest to paint by numbers for making money online that we could achieve.
And I think the great thing about the system as well, and I've actually done a video on this as well, is that from start to actually being able to produce, to generate leads, takes 15 minutes, literally.
To get started.
To get started, if you follow the steps, There's such a complete system that it takes 15 minutes just to get started.
I think the important thing to understand is that we've built this system for the average person. We haven't built it for technical people. I'm not technical. In fact, for me, this laptop lifestyle means that I don't have to sit on the computer doing technical things. What it actually means to me is that I have a lot of free time. Geographically can travel around the world, and that would certainly not be sitting in the computer trying to learn HTML coding, website building. I don't do any of that, and it's important that people understand that isn't a necessity. It's really the two factors that are most important is be prepared to learn, treat it like a business, not a hobby, and take action. And spend your time wisely. 80% of your time on money producing activities, 20% of your time learning new skills, and just keep taking daily action, and you'll get results like you guys have.
It's true.
Completely changed your life in such a short space of time. If anybody was to read your life story, not just your laptop lifestyle, but they probably wouldn't believe it, because most people think for you to earn a full-time living and more and be able to travel the world would take decades, or a celebrity to be able to achieve that kind of lifestyle, and you've been able to do it in a magnificent time, because I believe you've taken action and been prepared to learn.
And a lot of people come to us as well, don't they, and say, but I haven't got any money, Greg and Fiona, can I get started? And we generally say that you do need to have an amount of cash. I mean, this is you starting a business, albeit online, and you need to treat it like any business. But what would you think would be, the minimum amount that someone should invest to get off to a flying start?
There's no right answer or specific answer. I'll tell you why. Is that some people, what I tend to find, let me tell you what I tend to find. Some people have the luxury of having more money but less time. So the luxury is more money. Other people tend to have very little money but more time. And the truth is, you have to have a decent amount in one of the areas. If you've got no time, you can still do this, but you're going to have to invest more money, because you're going to have to spend more money on maybe outsourcing, maybe buying traffic rather than generating your own traffic. So it depends how you want to do it. For some, I've had students that have come to me and have, John, one of our members, a prime example, he's doing 30-40 grand a month in commissions online, following our system, and he spent very little time on the business. He's invested money to get to that, and he's done it in a very short space of time. But then I can give you examples like Johnny, who's in our system, who literally had to do a clinical trial to raise enough money to get started.
I remember him as well.
Get started, and he absolutely worked his backside off. He was a guitar teacher, worked every spare hour that he had on his business, and now is living that laptop lifestyle, traveling the world, multiple six-figure income as a result of putting in the time. So what I would say, in my experience, a minimum would be around $400 or $500, and you're going to want that monthly, certainly for the first few months, as a minimum. But there's no point in shying away from the fact that if you have more money to invest, it's highly likely, there's no guarantees in life, but it's highly likely that you will see results a lot faster from the benefit of being able to generate more traffic and maybe outsource and have things done that would cost you money-wise.
Fantastic. Oh, well, I think just to wrap up, this is something that can be done by anybody, really. You don't need any experience, do you? Stuart's just said that you don't need experience, and we started with no experience. We've managed to come a huge distance using the six-figure mentors. So there's a link underneath this video, and that's going to give you access to an application pack. Now, the reason why you need to have an application pack is because it's we don't want people that are tire kickers and things like that, do we?
And it's
a private community as well, so we want to keep it with like-minded people. So click the link below this video and have a look at the application pack, and we look forward to seeing you in Six-Figure Mentors.
Brilliant. I mean, one thing I'll just finish up on that application pack is that one of the biggest reasons that we have that is to help people to make an informed decision. If we think that make money online isn't for you, we'll tell you. And the only way we can do that is to physically get on the phone and speak with you and actually give you advice and guidance based on your own personal circumstances. So it's a great way to really communicate with a company that knows what they're doing to gain access to leaders like yourself, and find out, you know, what it really takes to start getting results on the internet quickly.
Yeah, great. Thanks very much, Stuart.
No problem at all.
We couldn't have said it better than the king of digital marketing himself. Thanks
Thank you very much.
Stuart.
I'll take that title, and I might even get a picture frame and you know, put it on the office wall.
Sounds good.
King of digital marketing. I like it.